Next is Stephen Keller.
Hey, Stephen.
Okay, so we'll start with a short personal statement, and you have 2 minutes for this. And the first four questions, you have 2 minutes. After that, Mayor Brinkman will facilitate questions from the council. That is not a timed, but you are encouraged to make your points short and succinct. And then you'll have a minute for closing remarks. And your time will begin when I end the question, and Planning Director Charlie Bryant has signs up. It will give you a 30-second warning, and then stop. And when it says stop, you will have to end your sentence. It's a hard stop. Okay. I was just giving you time to catch your breath, and I know you weren't here earlier.
Ride your bike down?
No.
Oh, no. Well, I know it wasn't climbing the stairs.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Why are you interested in serving on the city's planning commission? In your response, please include a summary of your relevant education skills and experience, including any past civic involvement.
Okay, I'm interested in serving on the Planning Commission because I believe this is the next step in my civic involvement and duty. I wish to assist in helping developers and others create projects that are responsible, sustainable, and as beneficial to our community as possible. Though I don't hold a degree from a college or university, I've taken many courses in high school and college relevant to the work done by the Planning Commissioner. I've had 2-year course in landscape design, as well as courses in drafting and blueprint reading, art history, and interior design. Additionally, my years of in-the-field civic involvement gives me a vast and diverse knowledge and experience. In my work as a facilities manager at the School of Public Health at UC Berkeley, I am often working from plans and blueprints and working with architects, designers, planners, and contractors. A partial list of my committees and civic work include the current member of the Emeryville Economic Development Advisory Committee, founding and current member of Transform's Leadership Circle, current member of the East Bay Bicycle Coalition, the past chair of the Staff Advisory Council at the School of Public Health, past member of the Emeryville Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, and a past member of the Architectural Review Committee at Pacific Park Plaza. Additionally, I've written 2 civic white papers for the city of Emeryville, and had an article published in the Chamber's newspaper called Redevelopment: A Citizen's Perspective. Prior to my coming to Emeryville, I worked for the city of Carmel and was closely involved in the planning process at a $20 million renovation of the historic Sunset Theater. That's it.
Second question. What do you see as the role of the planning commissioner?
In my opinion, the role of a planning commissioner is to assure that the general plan is followed, as well as help and guide developers, project managers, and other applicants through the city process to successful completion of a project which will benefit the city of Emeryville, its people, as well as the developers.
Knowledge of the city's general plan and any other major planning documents that have been adopted by the city council in the past 2 years.
I was very involved in the early process of the general plan and know that it is a large and complex document. Though I can't say I know it entirely, I'm pretty versed on its intention and scope, and most importantly, I support our general plan and its 10 guiding principles, which include a connected place and a vibrant urban community. Of our more recent or new plans, I'm familiar with the Sustainable Transportation Plan, the Pedestrian Bicycle Plan, the Parks and Recreation Strategic Plan, and of course, the EBOT study.
Give one example of a recent economic development or housing project in Emeryville that exemplifies your point of view regarding design, community benefit, and/or community process, and explain why.
If possible, I'd like to give an example of one of each. Of recent projects, I have to say in the economic development field, I really like what's done at Emory Tech with Cliff Bar. I think we're very lucky to have them here. I love how they've opened up the workspace, how you could see into the workspace from the street, and I really love what they've done by adding the solar to the building. I think it's really been an asset to our community. In housing, though it's not entirely in Emeryville, I think View 46 is a good example of adaptive reuse. The homes have really unique floor plans. They've done an excellent job in the building itself and its amenities for its residences. And the connection to Adeline and 46th Street, I think, is what we're often looking for.
Okay. Does council have any questions of Stephen? No? No? Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you my density question, which is about how Emeryville is projected to grow quite a bit over the next 20 years, and how we can add that density but retain our community in a way that is palatable for people who already live here. A lot of people kind of reject density, I think, out of hand, and I wonder how, as a planning commissioner, you'd address that.
Well, I think there's plenty of written. Matter of fact, UC Berkeley just published a paper on a group of students from the College of Environmental Design that have written a big paper on doing this outside of Shanghai. The density has to be in height, and I think our general plan guides us through that already. I think we've specified the areas which are step down and step back. You're starting, along the bayfront with the higher buildings, and you step back to get to the lower areas within the Doyle Street neighborhood and the Triangle neighborhood. And I think the outlay of the general plan is perfect. I think we should just follow that. But we have to do density. We have a responsibility to the people coming to this area to do the jobs. If we want to create a sustainable environment, people need to live where they work. And we can't have people driving from Tracy to jobs in San Francisco. We need to bring them here.
Well, I totally agree with that, and I also know that you understand density from the standpoint of where you live.
Exactly.
So
And that I support. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a couple of my papers that I've sent to you about creating density, but it has to be in the proper places. I don't think Park Avenue District is the correct place, and I don't think the Triangle or the Doyle Street area is the correct place. But there are things we should be doing in there.
Okay. Any other questions? I guess we...
I have a
I'm
question.
sorry. I can see you moving over.
So this is about family-friendly policies and the built environment. I agree, we don't want everyone moving to Tracy. I grew up out there. I don't want everyone
I'm
moving.
from Stockton.
I don't want everyone moving out there. So how do we keep families here? What do we do in the built environment to help keep families in Emeryville?
Well, I know there's the big push for family-friendly housing with 3-bedroom units. My question with that is, how do we guarantee that those people are going to be able to buy those units? As a gay couple, John and I would love a 3-bedroom house, although we have no intentions of having children, but I'd love a guest room, an office, and a bedroom. So I think along with providing the housing types that families need, we need to encourage people to move here. And in asking a number of our new professors at the School of Public Health, have they looked at Emeryville, I get 2 questions from them, and it's never about housing. First one is, how are your schools? And the second was, where do my children play? So
what is
where
the
do my
second one?
children play?
Where do my children play? Okay.
So I think with the ECCL, we're in the right path. It might not be the right building yet, and it might not be exactly what we want, but that concept and idea, I think, is exactly what we need. We need cutting edge. We need something new. We need something to make people go, wow, that city's really got something going on. So I think we need to continue to work on that. And then the parks and connectivity. We need to finish the bikeway from 9th Street all the way to the new bridge. That connection needs to be completed. We need bridges across the railroads and across the freeways, because we have a gorgeous park out in the peninsula, but it's really hard to get to. I rarely bike out there, and I am really an aggressive biker, and I have a hard time at the Christie-Powell intersection. So we need to, and I think the plans we have for the Powell Street and the freeway and Christie Avenue, the plans we have, I think, are really workable. I love the idea of not allowing people to go forward off of the northbound and cut across, that you have to go under to make a left-hand turn. I think that we need to implement as soon as possible in a number of those plans. But we need to make this town friendlier for walking and biking.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Okay, back to you, Karen.
You have a minute for closing remarks.
Okay, well, first I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity you've given all of the applicants. I think this is a really fair process, and I think it's really been good. I hope that I am chosen as I look forward to continuing the good work Emeryville has done over the past decade. I will work diligently to see that we create projects with the broadest range of benefits that can serve as much as our community as possible, as well as projects that we can be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Appreciate it.